Hey everybody, it's me. You may have seen my other videos about my experiences with paralysis, insomnia, etc. If not, it's all in this playlist right here. Well, this video is not related to any of those other videos, but it's still something weird that happened to me, and it scared the hell out of me. So let's get into it. I have never had an eye infection in my entire life, like ever. And then 2 weeks ago, I started feeling like my left eye was burning like crazy. Like if someone would put a hot poker in my eye. Like that's how it felt every morning when I woke up. It would feel irritated all day, like all the time. Sometimes the pain would go away for a little while, but then it would always come back, and it got worse and worse and worse over the course of the week. So then one night I looked in my eye with a flashlight, and I saw that my iris was red. Not like bloodshot, like when you're tired, but it was just straight up bright red. That's when I knew I needed to go to urgent care, because it was getting really scary. But before I went, I Googled what it could be, and was pretty sure that it was either conjunctivitis or something way more serious like a corneal infection. Now, I don't want to sound like an annoying little child, but I am terrified of hospitals and doctors and needles and pretty much anything medical. That's why I waited 7 years to get my tonsils out when I was 12 years old. But I finally got over that fear, and I went to urgent care. The doctor put some drops in my eyes and shone a light in there, and he said, "Holy crap. You have the worst case of conjunctivitis I've ever seen." He said it was probably from an allergy to something, but he didn't know what it was. So he gave me a prescription for prednisone, which is a strong anti-inflammatory steroid and a type of antibiotic called levofloxacin. And for the next week, I took the drops religiously every 2 hours all day and all night. But after taking them for 7 days, they were supposed to get better, but they actually got worse. It's like it went from a mild irritation to the most painful thing imaginable. Like imagine if someone shoved a freaking meat cleaver in your eye. That's what it felt like. And it would hurt so bad that I could uneven look at my phone or a computer screen or read or watch TV. I could barely keep my eyes open. They felt super heavy all the time. Then I noticed that I could not close my left eye at all. Like no matter how hard I tried, I could not close it. It's weird because normally when you try to close one eye, the other one opens. But I was able to close my right eye, but I just couldn't close my left one. And then the eye doctor called me and asked if the drops were helping, and I told him no. So he told me to come in again. When I went in, he put in the drops again and looked in my eye, and he literally jumped back in his chair, and he's like, "What the actual fuck? How is this possible?" And I was like, "What?" What did he say? Said, "How is it possible that you can blink with only one eye closed?" And I was like, "I can't. I just showed you I can't." And he was like, "No, you can. Watch." Then he made me close my right eye, and then he had me blink. And I was like, "What the?" Because when I blinked, both eyes closed, he was like, "That's impossible. It's not physically possible." And I was like, "I don't freaking know. I mean, that's what's happening." And he was like, "Have you been having any other symptoms, like problems with your vision or seeing things?" And I was like, "No. Oh, except for the pain." And he was like, "Okay, well, I'm gone. Nah, send the results of your last eye exam and a picture of your eye to a specialist, and we'll get you in to see him next week. But until then, stop putting the drops in your eye." And I was like, "What? Seriously? After 2 weeks of this pain, you want me to stop putting the drops in my eye? Are you kidding me?" And he was like, "Yes. Seriously? If you continue to put these drops in your eye, it will make whatever is going on in there worse, and it will make it harder to fix." So I stopped putting the drops in that night. The next morning I woke up and I could see this huge difference. The burning sensation was gone, like completely. It was replaced by this dull, constant ache. It was still really painful, but it wasn't that excruciating, sharp, stabbing pain anymore. So I was like, okay, maybe he's right. But then the next morning I woke up and I could barely see out of my left eye, like it was blurry. And then I noticed that I could barely move my left eyelid either, like I could barely raise it or lower it. It was stuck in this weird halfway position. That's when I started freaking out. Like I called the doctor and I was like, "I can barely see out of my eye." I'm like, "What the hell is happening?" And he was like, yeah, come in tomorrow morning and we'll get you in to see the specialist." So I was like, "Okay, thank you." And I hung up and I called my mom and I was like, "Mom, I think I'm going blind in my left eye. Like I can barely see out of it and I can't move my eyelid." I'm like, "What the hell's happening?" She was like, "Oh, honey, I'm sure it's fine. Just go see the doctor tomorrow morning. Like you already have an appointment." And I was like, "Yeah, I know, but I'm freaking out." It's like, "What if I go blind?" And she was like, "You're not going blind. Stop being dramatic. You're not going blind." Anyway, I went to the doctor the next morning, And thankfully the specialist was able to fit me in that same day. And after looking in my eye, he told me that the good news was that I wasn't going blind. The bad news was that I might never get my full vision back. Now, he said he doesn't know what exactly caused this, but he has a theory. He said that since my eye was so badly infected, the nerves in my eyelid and around my eye became inflamed and damaged. Basically, my brain was getting signals from my eye that were incorrect, which caused my eyelid to get stuck. He also said that sometimes when people have really bad conjunctivitis, their eyes become so dry that their eyelids can get stuck as well. And that's what happened to me. I was literally blinking with both eyes because my brain thought that I was closing my left eye when I was on. The only good thing is that my eye doesn't hurt anymore. Like it's kind of still a dull ache, but it's not that sharp pain anymore. So I'm just waiting until the nerves repair themselves. Apparently it could take weeks, months, or even years for them to fully heal. But here's the weirdest part. Since this whole thing started, my eyes have not fully closed on their own once, like ever. Every time I close my eyes, I can feel myself doing it. Like it's not automatic anymore. It's very weird. And now I couldn't sleep at night unless I wear these weird goggles that keep my eyes closed. So yeah, that's my life now. I have to wear these goggles all night long, which is not fun. And who knows if I'll ever get my eyesight back in my left eye, or if I'll ever be able to close it again. Anyway, thanks for listening to me ramble. Hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful, or at least interesting. And if you did, please leave a like and subscribe for more content.